Thank you very much. I'm Eva Pongrácz, and I wanted to talk to you about imagining the future and perhaps also some unexplored potential. So I'm a professor of energy systems and environmental engineering here at the University of Oulu. I'm also head of an energy and environmental engineering research unit, and I also teach quite a lot in environmental engineering, mainly in the sustainable energy systems study orientation. I originally studied mechanical engineering, actually in Hungary, the Budapest University of Technology, back in the last millennium, where I did also my first PhD in energy economics. And I came to Finland 30 years ago. I did first a licentiate degree in Tampere, but since '96 I've been living in Oulu. I did here my second PhD degree and Doctor of Technology, after which I got that fancy hat. And since 2002 I have started this academic career here at the university, first as a docent, and now since 2016 I'm a full professor. So what is a professor? When I was putting the professor keyword into some image databases, most of the images is something like on the left side, this kind of elderly gentleman with a big white beard and scribbling on a blackboard with the chalk. But I was quite surprised and positively impressed to see also the picture in the right, which the tag said, "A female professor preparing for class using a laptop and drinking coffee," my edition. But that is actually a lot closer to the reality, although not all of us look so fabulous. But what do I do as a professor? Well, actually, research is what defines mostly what I'm doing. And what is research? Research is you find something that is bugging you, a problem that is bugging you, and then you try to solve it. I read a lot what others have, how others have solved their problems, and maybe it inspires me. And I also write a lot similarly about my experiences, how we have solved those problems, maybe that will inspire others. I make a lot of presentations like this, but mainly lectures. I teach in a lot of courses. Me and my colleagues have developed 12 courses during this last 20-something years, mainly in energy subjects. I also advise students who are doing their master's thesis. It's always very interesting to take some real-life problem and try to solve it together, and also some longer projects. Other PhD students who want to maybe find their own thing. There's something that they are interested in and the problems they want to solve. And it's very nice always to help researchers and young people to find their path and help on their career. Now, I mentioned that research is kind of solving a problem, but sometimes a problem is so complex that one mind is not enough. So then we make projects. So you find a team, people ideally from different subjects, different backgrounds, and different expertise and interests, and then you together can solve those complex problems. And then we write applications, and then we try to convince a funding body that this is a really important problem to solve, and we are the best team to solve the problem. And when you are successful, then actually you get to do it. It's really nice, because then it's a lot of professors' work is collaborating, co-creating, as I mentioned, trying to imagine things together and solve problems together. So it's a lot of talking and brainstorming and interacting. And of course, at this end of my career, I do a lot of expert tasks as well, mainly about quality assurance and also some strategic work. So I thought maybe I tell you what I teach, what kind of issues I teach. I teach how the power system works. So what does it take that anytime you flick a light or switch on a device that there is actually energy that is going to power it, or more likely how it is supposed to be in the future? How can we have a power system which is more sustainable and more smart as well, so more reactive to the environment? I also teach and we talk a lot about smarter and more energy efficient buildings. Buildings use a large part of the energy globally. So how can it make more energy efficient, but also, again, more responsive to the needs of their occupants? And how cities should look in the future, how they should be more sustainable and also more human size, more catering to the need of humans, both in an environmentally, socially sustainable way. Also about how economics shape the power system, how to get energy out of waste, and sustainability in general. What sustainability is, how we can be more sustainable, and how to conduct sustainable energy projects. Talking of projects, 4 themes, what we are dealing with. One is energy transition, which means that how can we transform this current economic system, which is so much based on fossil fuels, one that doesn't generate so many emissions. So we kind of imagine what is the future you would like to be, and what elements does it require that it is still provides the needs for the people, but it's carbon neutral. And then we build a path of how do we get there. In carbon footprint research, we look at, for example, an organization, from which elements, from which parts the emissions come from, and how can we reduce or offset them. One of our technology research is about solar technologies, especially in these Arctic conditions, how snow and ice impacts positively or negatively the generation. And finally, something called demand response, which is a bit of a paradigm change in power system. This far, the paradigm is that when you switch on that light, there is always going to be enough power, electricity to generate it for you. But maybe in the future, we should be more reactive from the point of view that, well, we have wind power when it's windy, we have solar power when it's solar, so maybe we should adjust our consumption a bit more towards the availability of carbon neutral energy. And we study ways how people from different social backgrounds and also economic means can participate in demand response. Now, I love what I do, and I love this job, but I do have to admit it wasn't easy all the time. At the beginning of my career, I have faced many things that have been told to women, like engineering is not for women, or women have no brains for technology. Well, at this end of my career, when I have taught over 1,000 students, half of them women, I can definitely tell you we have more than enough brains for anything that we put our mind to. Also, some issues that women should only go to technology to meet man, or I have heard a colleague being told that you were only taken to this position because of you're a woman. Don't let the limitations of others limit you. And I also heard girls who got into technology being told, aren't you ashamed that you take this place away from a more deserving man? I can tell you from absolute certainty, if you decide to choose technology and you get a job in technology, you are going to be exactly in the place you are supposed to be. Because this field, energy, needs women. We have too few women in the energy field, and it is hindering progress. Because I was telling you that most of it is imagining how the future should be. It should be more human space. It should be more sustainable. So we need a variety of means. It's not just about technology. It's about many other issues. It's a complex issue, and we need diversity there. So, at the moment, there are about 30 million jobs in renewable energy, but it's going to be up to 38, almost 3 times as much by the end of this decade. So there's a great need and hope that some of you will also join this renewable energy team, because energy in general needs more diversity, not just women, but also other gender representatives, different ages and different backgrounds, because inclusion matters, representation matters, and gender equality matters. Because half of the population is women, yet not everywhere women can have the potential, have the opportunity to reach their potential. There are many countries where hundreds of millions of women don't even have their fundamental rights. So yes, girls want fundamental human rights, but gender equality is also an absolute prerequisite to a more prosperous and sustainable and peaceful society. So yes, I'm sometimes even angry about the fact that there is this fantastic potential and we are not using it to this full opportunity. So hence my conclusion is that talking about power, women are a very powerful resource, yet it's the worst, most underutilized resource. So, and also speaking about imagining the future, imagine a future where this fantastic power and potential is utilized to its full and harness this power. And I hope you can help to make it happen. Thank you very much.